I'm Sean from Offload Rugby Media.
I'm Simeon from the TikTok Ref.
Guys, I'm Murray, also known as Blissful Rugby HQ.
And you're listening to the Rugby Connection podcast.
For the fans, by fans.
Simeon.
There we go. I don't want to prop this up. I'm going to have to do it like this. That'd be awkward and still on my side.
Yes, you got on.
There we go.
Hey, the Rugby Connection podcast is live, finally.
Yes.
How are we, gents? Murray, how are you?
I'm very sore and could hear it in my throat a little bit. I've got a bit of the cold from yesterday's game because the weather was not on anyone's side. It was absolutely horsing it down. I don't think I've ever played in such torrential rain as I did yesterday, but doesn't matter. We got the win. I actually took a page out of Simeon's book. I was a linesman for the first half. So.
I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of this moment, to be fair.
Did alright in the second half. Made a nice clean break, but the referee brought it back for a knock on. But
I'm sure he was right.
I don't think he was, and I'm not just saying that. Like the ball, it was a terrible kick off, and it kind of just bobbled, and it was in my hand, and I felt the ball scoop, so I scooped it up, and just started running. Stepped a guy, flattened the winger, and I turned around, and the ref's like, "No, bring it back." I'm like, "What for?" So there was a knock on. I'm like,
That's the
Miffed. That's the new word of the week, so.
yeah.
How are you two doing?
I'm grand. Been in Northern Ireland, as you both know very much about.
I did. Thank you for the power shower video.
Oh, you're most welcome, Paul Charles. But no, had an interesting weekend. First game there was yellow and a red, and yesterday's game there was 3 reds and 2 yellows. So, interesting one I had. I didn't give us a knock on. The ball, it was similar to the Zamet situation from the Six Nations. Player offloaded it, went for the ball, knocked his hand went backwards like that. Ball went slightly backwards, kind of straight down and bounced backwards, and I went play on. I didn't think, it didn't look forward, so I just went play on, and they scored a try from it. So it was a bit of a 50-50, but I spoke to one of the players who it was against, so like the team they scored against, and he agreed with me. He was like, "No, it's there." So I was like, "There we go."
Right. Did the ball hit off his foot like Reece Hammett or not?
No, there was no foot. It just went to ground and went backwards. So
okay,
I went play on.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, and I'm sure we're doing a bit of ref talk after as well. Simeon, up for that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always up for ref talk, me.
As always. Well, anyway, do you want to elaborate on your trip to Northern Ireland? How was it? Did you do anything exciting?
Northern Ireland was great. Went to stayed in Portrush. Went to everyone's gonna kill me. Londonderry / Derry, but Londonderry. Londonderry. And then went to Coleraine and Antrim. So went a bit around everywhere. Got a missus and came back home.
Nice.
Jobs are good in.
Sounds like a decent trip. Oh yeah, and I believe you were recognised by a few fans as well up there.
Yes, I'm going to let the church bells finish, and then I will explain that. That was quite a situation. There we go. No, so I was where? Someone said somewhere, and I don't know where.
Yeah, Mark says Derry. Simeon says it's not.
No, so I was. We just had dinner, and we were walking through Portrush, and guy pulls out and apparently for family it's just quite normal for people just to pull down their window in Northern Ireland and shout something at you, and I was like, she's like, just go along with it. I was like, so car pulls up, pulls the window down, and goes, "You're the TikTok ref." We're like, "Oh, TikTok ref," and then just drove off, and we're like, right, that was, and he had a proper strong like Northern Irish accent. There, Londonderry, that's the place. Had a proper strong Northern Irish accent, and it was the funniest thing.
That's a nice story, anyway.
Aye.
Yeah. Sean, what have you been up to, Sean?
The usual work. So, yeah, missing rugby match. Well, not there was many rugby matches on the weekend, but no work. And had rugby training during the week, which I enjoyed. Actually, the junior A match was on today. I wasn't playing in it though. I was on non-new sub today. But
did you win?
Next week, no, I didn't play today. No, I have junior B next week, so I might be playing junior B next week. So we'll see. We'll see if I'll play there. But it was a grand week. Work yourself. But Yeah. Anyway, Murray, did you get to see the Argentina-South Africa match? I know Simeon wasn't too keen on talking about it.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. Just another good win for South Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel sorry for Argentina because they are a good team and have got great players, but they're just nothing compared to the likes of New Zealand and and Australia and South Africa. I feel like they might give Australia a good goal, but I don't know. We'll see.
All I saw was I can't say it's Luda Degwa, whatever his name, the second row on his 50th cap, the stats from it. It was like blimmin' heck. That was yeah, I didn't watch the game obviously, but he had a stormer from what I could see.
Okay. That's interesting.
You saw me in Portrush. Brilliant. Love it. Brilliant.
Just while obviously you replied to a comment there, Zach Moore, if you're still here, name a rugby player for an edit. Lads, do you want to name a rugby player?
Callum Sheedy.
Yeah,
go on. Sheedy.
Go on. While we're on the topic of the Rugby Championship, what are your boys' thoughts on the Rugby Championship potentially being played in Europe this year? Or obviously New Zealand, the All Blacks pulled out so far, so what are your thoughts on that anyway?
Well, they said Cardiff, and you both sent it to me straight away going, of course you leave Wales when they're going to play the Rugby Championship in Cardiff. So, you know.
I mean, it's not far from Edinburgh. It's like a 45-minute flight.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but
It's like a 9-hour drive that I'm not willing to do. So.
I know. I mean, it'd be good. I mean, good for the Welsh Rugby Union, get money in for us. But I'm not part of them anymore. Never mind. But get money in for the Welsh Rugby Union.
Rugby Feared's asking why his All Blacks pulled out, so we better put people on the picture. COVID,
because New Zealand's.
Have they pulled out altogether, or did they just call off the game against Australia?
Yeah, I think they technically cancelled, but like they're saying it was all New Zealand cancelled their games, but they said they're looking for them to be rescheduled. Obviously, when New Zealand isn't in lockdown, so it's an interesting.
Yeah.
South Africa have said that they are willing to host it, but I don't know. I'm not up for seeing more games without fans. I'm kind of sick of that. I've left that behind me. I'm like, nah.
I mean, it'd be stupid having South Africa because the COVID's awful there.
Yeah, I think that's.
But sticking with Southern Hemisphere and coaches throwing their toys out the pram, Dave Rennie had a go at it this week, and my God, yeah. As soon as the New Zealand game got cancelled, he was like, "Doesn't surprise me. I think it's unfair to let the boys down." And all. I'm like, shut up. I don't think New Zealand actually wanted to cancel. I think it's out of their hands. So
yeah,
that would have been a whole government situation there.
Exactly. But Dave Rennie threw his toys out the pram and said that he wasn't actually surprised about it. Like, of course they cancelled. I'm like, you weren't going to win anyway. You lost 2, so shush.
Lost, got absolutely mullered.
Yeah, I think in Dave Rennie, he seemed very annoyed that obviously the fact that a lot of the Australian players found out through social media that New Zealand had pulled out, and that New Zealand Rugby Union didn't even discuss it with Australia beforehand. They were very annoyed. But I think I heard that Rugby Australia are threatening to sue New Zealand Rugby Union or something.
How much more food are we going to get in the Southern Hemisphere, honestly?
It's just like bringing in those New York lawyers, South Africa and Rassie.
I'm sorry, from the questions, young, exciting players. Well, something from that is, did you guys see Italy under-18s beat England?
No, I didn't hear about it.
Italy under-18s beat England under-18s what? I think it was 27-17, something like that.
Was that this weekend?
That was today.
Oh. Didn't know. Was it just like a friendly, or was it part of some?
Honestly, I could not tell you, but England lost, and that makes me happy.
Youngsters.
Players, because you have so many.
Ross Thompson,
Wow.
and I'll go Rory Dards instead of Jamie Dobie, because I think the hype for Jamie Dobie is unreal right now. So
yeah,
I'll go for Rory Darts, who's kind of just under the radar at the moment, but still class.
That's fair. Favourite Ireland player, Sean? I mean, I think you're most qualified for that.
Well, I don't know. I think on form, Robbie Henshaw. He's playing pretty unbelievable. His form of the last couple of years has been unreal. I do like Hugo Keenan, So I don't
You
know.
look at- I rate Keenan. I like him as a full. I don't know what. I just like him. He's just not dislikable yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till he scores like the winning try against Wales or Scotland. Then he's dislikable.
I'm banking on that.
Oh no, we're not.
But yeah, no, that's Henshaw or Keenan. But Kyle Barrett is in the comments. Kyle was on the podcast.
There it is.
Yeah, he was on the podcast. What was it 2 weeks ago? On guest Thursdays, and Kyle has said Italy have some great underage teams at the minute, and yeah, I think that's fact.
Yeah.
Zamet
Exactly.
is not overrated.
No.
He is
No.
overhyped. He's not overrated.
It's not overhyped either. It's jealousy. I did this in one of my lives. I got asked the same question, and I said, he's not overrated. He's not overhyped. It's just jealousy because, oh, he's this age and look what he's done. Jealous much?
He's from the school next to mine in Cardiff and was 2 years above me, and now he's playing for the
Yeah,
Lions.
Like, the people that moan about him, like, because he's 20 years old, I'm like, right, that just tells you how good he is.
Mm.
The last player to do that for Wales was George North, and look where George North is.
Exactly.
Was it George North like 18 or something when he made his debut for Wales or something?
Something like
Yeah.
that. Scored 2 tries against South Africa.
Nobody slandered him, but Lewis Rees-Zammit, who's 2 years older than George North was when he made his debut, is getting, oh, but he's this, he's that, he's not ready. No, he is. He's ready. He's going to take the world by storm quite easily.
Yeah.
Exactly. Age does not matter.
That you couldn't have timed that any better. That comment just came in that age doesn't matter.
You could look at some of even with Italy. Look at we talk about the under-18s, but look at Gabisi and Varney.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best 9 and 10 in Italy. Arguably one of the best combo in Europe.
Yep.
And they're nothing, aren't they? They're children.
Well, it's like Roman and Tamak is 22 years old.
He was 20 when he made his debut.
Yeah.
Something about him.
Yeah. Anton Dupont. Granted, he's 24 now, but even still.
Yeah.
And you can even.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought he was 22, but he's 24.
Wow. Jeez, I feel like that's hard to believe.
Saying that, he's been around for a while. I feel like he's just been there for a long time.
I mean, there was one thing that I saw. It was a few months back. I just decided to watch Leinster against Toulouse highlights in the Champions Cup quarterfinal, whatever, 2018 I think it was, or 2019. And Dupont was it was kind of before all the hype was around Dupont. And I didn't know who he was at the time, and I'm pretty sure he played 10 for Toulouse that day. And I'm looking back down now, that's that's a bit strange.
Do you remember that? Oh, what was it? It was Racing v Toulouse. It was a European quarterfinal, and then there was a red card to Zach Holmes. And then Dupont had to play 10 for the whole game. They had to bring the 9 on, and then... Yeah, I remember that. But they still won, I think, Toulouse that day. Well, Toulouse are just too good, aren't they? But I remember that.
What's that? I think anyone can do what Zamek did. No, I don't think they can.
Well,
Nobody is born with that natural speed that I've seen compared to Lewis Rees-Zammit.
He's arguably, in World Rugby 15's game, not 7's, in the top 3 fastest players. I think the stats do actually prove that. He's definitely in and around it. So no one could do it. To try against Scotland, to try against Italy. No one else, not many others could do that.
Granted, his tries for the Lions and the Tour was just from open space, but even he was still very far out. You've got so much to do, and he just sprints in and makes it look easy. So yeah, no one else can do that.
I think Johnny May would have scored some of them.
No, I don't rate Johnny May, but we'll get into
He
that.
left over someone and got away with it or something.
Opinions on Hoskins Sotutu? Oh, fantastic! The fact he's 22 years old and is an All Black starter,
Right.
Unreal, freak of nature, and he moves like an inside centre, hits like a centre, but plays in the forwards. He's a number 8. I love Hoskins Sotutu. I can't say enough about him.
It's just unfair, isn't it?
Yeah, the talent New Zealand bring through at once is just really unfair. Like Hoskins Sotutu, who's 22, and Caleb Clark, who's also...
Is Caleb Clark still injured? Because I haven't seen him in ages.
He was in the 7s, but didn't get in the 7s. Murray hates Johnny May.
Murray
Yes,
hates
Kyle.
lots of
I don't hate a lot of players. I just dislike a lot of them.
Oh, thoughts on can I have a Mike Lowry rant? I do like a bit of Mike Lowry. I think he's class. I've said it so many times to you guys about Ulster and how they've got like potentially one of the best backlines in the what's it called now, United Rugby thingamabob. But you've got Mike Lowry. I mean, you could have him at 10. You could have him at. You wouldn't have him. You've got Manigan, but you could have him there. You could have him at fullback. Probably play on the wing. But if you don't have to put him on the bench, you can cover loads of positions. And he's just was he? I looked at him. He's like 5'7". He's a bit like Shane Williams, isn't he? From what I've watched of him, but Shane Williams who can kick, and he's just so quick. Like he's just that type of fullback, like Matthew Morgan was. Kind of like a young Matthew Morgan, I'd say. Yeah. And he's just quick. I mean, I'd love to see him in the autumn series or. I mean, what easy games what like tier 2 games have Ireland got again?
USA in Vegas, and then Japan and Argentina and the All Blacks. So, USA.
Yeah, well, Japan's not a tier 2 game anymore. Japan's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, to be fair, Mike Lowry maybe against USA, because even if he came off the bench and got 20 minutes at 10-0 fullback, it'd be great to see him.
Yeah, I think he's a great open field kicker as well. Like, you know.
Yeah, he's a good. I just think he's quite underlooked quite a lot of the time by the Ireland squad.
Well, I think that there's a lot of players that are underlooked in the Ireland squad, but I think that leads on to what Jay Collins 1556 is saying. Robert Balkan is one of my favourite players to see. It's Kingspan and Murray. I know
the cat. Somebody in the chat, do it now. Explain why he gets called the cat, because this is hurting my head now.
Also, I'd say he starts for Ireland.
Yeah, are there any update on that, Murray? Have you got to the bottom of that yet?
No. I also don't know why Finn Russell gets called white chocolate either, but I will get there.
Let's not talk about the chat last week about that one.
These are things that keep Murray awake at night.
These are the issues.
I'm so tired. It's unreal. Just like, why is he called the cat?
I was just as clueless as you were when you messaged me. You were like, "Oh, why is he?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Would you start him, Balakoon, for Ireland?
Over who though?
No.
Well, Keith. What about Keith Ells and him?
But Jacob Stockdale though.
Yeah, you Stockdale, Larmer. You know, Larmer's still in there around.
It shows Ireland's in a good place, doesn't it?
Kyle's just explained why he gets called the cat. It's because cats are fast and Rob is as well.
I love that.
Finally, debunked. Murray can sleep tonight. Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you,
If
Kyle.
anyone wants to explain Finn Russell's white chocolate.
Yeah, while we're then go Kyle. Kyle, 2 for 2. Why is Finn Russell called white chocolate?
And it's to do with Simon Zebo as well. Zebo.
See, God knows what that could mean if Simon Zebo is involved.
Actually, I think we just have to plug Simon Zebo's TikTok. In fairness, they're pretty funny sometimes. His dancing is pretty good.
Conway and yeah, that I think that's fair.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not against Conway and
You've basically got a Munster or an Ulster duo. You could do.
Or it could just be a Leinster. Yay!
No Leinster. We don't need Leinster.
Yeah.
I'd like to apologise to someone that bit hard on that in the awards show that we did last week when I said Leinster did nothing. I seen the comment.
What was it? I didn't see that.
Because when we're on about, I can't remember exactly what we're on about, but I said Leinster had done nothing that previous season that's just finished. And the guy was like, they won the Pro 14 and got to a semi-final of the Champions Cup. I'm like, right, you win the Pro 14 every year, so it's not a competition. And not getting to the final of a Champion Cup is considered a failure at Leinster. And then you bombed out of the Rainbow Cup because you weren't arsed. So there's 3. You failed. You did nothing that season. I stand by it.
Kyle, thank you for clearing that up. I was expecting some... I mean, that's very French.
Because Simon Zebo and Finn Russell like wine, and sometimes chocolate is nice with wine. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I've got to go because my little one's up.
That's all right. Well, you come back soon.
I'll join back.
Cool.
Right, so let's slag off Scotland. I can't say that. I'm going up there next week.
Yeah, you're going to be. Yeah, that's going to be your new nationality now, Scottish. When you're filling out
No,
forms.
right, here we go. And people watching, Six Nations is going to be amazing for me, right? If, say, it's a weekend where I've got to read. So basically, Welshman living in Scotland with a Northern Irish girlfriend, easy. I can support all three of those nations. I've got a good reason to support all three.
Does Emily is Emily a big rugby fan?
No, family is. She doesn't have a clue. It's funny. It genuinely is funny. But yeah, I'm gonna make her watch. What's it called? I'll make her watch Wales or Ireland.
Yes, that would be a good game. I'm actually genuinely looking forward to that one this year because obviously it was pretty close last time, So
I went into that game with Six Nations. I remember, and I was like, before Six Nations, obviously we just done shit, and I was like to my mum, "This is going to be the most depressing game in the world." And then the first 30 minutes, I was like, "Shit, there's a red card. Oh no, this could get interesting." And then we started losing, and then who was it? North and Zamet. So yeah.
Yeah, I felt when watching the game, I thought that Wales really should have pushed on more after that red card. I thought oh no, red card.
Well, I think they did do the right. They just took Ireland slowly apart and just.
Yeah, I mean the defense was their Wales' defense was very good, and obviously Ireland's attack was kind of poor. We were still we were playing a lot in Wales' half, and it looked like okay Ireland are dominating it, but they really weren't because they really weren't converting anything.
The Irish attack didn't come into the Six Nations till the England game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it was great, but then it didn't come in till then.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I mean, Mike Cash has a lot of opinions about Mike Cash. So,
do you rate him?
I don't mind him. Look, I think himself and Andy Farrell got a lot of stick, for when they both came into the Ireland, setup, and I think it's time to build an attack. Is he the best man for the job? I don't know. I think someone like Mike Prendergast, who's the attack coach at Racing, he could fit in really nicely. Probably.
It's weird because you basically got a mostly English coaching team, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Simon Easterby is the forward coach. He's Irish, so.
Yeah, I know that. But he was Scarlets as well, though, wasn't he, for a long time?
Yeah. But
that's good one. Furlong sidestepping was the best Irish attack till the England game. That is my probably popular Six Nations opinion. Someone did say who's winning the Pro 14.
Joe, do you have any takes on that?
Right, I want to say Edinburgh, but I don't. I reckon they might do okay, but I don't see it. So I'll go with my other team because I don't see any Welsh clubs doing it. I'll go with Ulster just because of the back line. I'm going to say Ulster and just my newfound love of Ulster. So
What are you doing?
Oh no, Simeon's got a flag.
Oh, he's bringing out the flag. That's the one
He's got a flag.
Oh, I thought it was an Ulster rugby flag, but no, of course it's not.
No, of course it's a. I did try and look. In fairness, I did. No, it's flag, innit? Because it's Belfast flag. I did try and find an Ulster rugby one, but I was in this wee shop in Portrush, and there was just because I've been saying I want to get a Scottish flag and a Welsh flag for my uni room, and we were just walking around. There was a tricolour flag and all, and then I just went, "It's an Ulster flag," and everybody just went, "Get it?" I was like, "Yeah, saw it," and it was a £5. I didn't open it till I got home, and I thought, "Oh, it looks quite small." Got home, and it's huge.
I mean, you should have picked up the tricolour. Come on, Simon, you got to get the tricolour.
I did think about it, but then I was like all that.
Fairness, the Ulster flag keeps you in the middle, so.
Oh, it did it well. I didn't see the Irish use it. The Irish don't use it though.
No, but it is the official Ulster flag, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it does cover, all of it.
It's the flag of a province, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it just makes it a bit awkward because it's got a crown over it, and it's a bit like.
Yeah, I think people in the 6 counties probably don't like that flag, and that's why we don't see it here, unfortunately, too.
So you kind of just got onto politics.
Yeah.
We've just gone into politics. Anyone else got an opinion on the Northern Irish conflict?
Do you want to go into your ref talk now while we're in?
I can do a wee bit of reffing. I mean, from the weekend, I had 2 main things to talk about. don't punch each other and don't swear at a ref, because that's practically. Oh, and don't go through the side of the line out. Don't go through the side of them all at a line out just before they're about to score a try, because that's what all the cards are for this weekend. 3 for punching, 2 for swearing, 2 for cynical at the mall.
So what was it you said? Was it 2 red cards and 3 yellows?
3 red cards, just a massive punch up. But the point is there were more punches thrown. I just couldn't write down the numbers quick enough. So it's like, I've seen like the first 3 people who did it. I've seen you. Come here. Go. That's how it went. And then, yeah.
The people that join in, if they're not involved in like a fight at the start, they're probably like just as culpable. They're probably the worst. Maybe.
Oh, 100%. But I saw people coming in from all directions. I just couldn't get it in. Numbers. Right. Jenny, here we go. Flying wedge. So yes, the law has changed. You cannot do a flying wedge if there are more than 2 players bound to the ball carrier. It is a straight penalty turnover. However, you are allowed to have 1 player bound to the ball carrier while going into contact. Now, when it goes into contact, you must remain on the latched player to the ball carrier must stay behind the ball carrier and must remain at his feet at the ruck. If he comes straight off his feet, it's then a penalty against him. So obviously sometimes off your feet you can't, you just sometimes let them go because otherwise you're blown every 2 minutes. In that situation, that's always a penalty for off your feet. There's no mitigation. That's fact. If you latch on, you go off your feet, there you go, penalty against you. So you've got to be really careful.
Okay. I have a question actually about that flying wedge. So if the guy who's attached to the ball carrier, can he only bind onto the ball carrier once he's in possession of the ball? Can he pre-bind? No.
I think he can. Oh, I have to check on that. I want to say he can pre-bind, but I won't. Don't quote me on that. I've actually got my referee notes in front of me. I can have a quick look and see if I can find it. You can, Sean, talk about the final GA or whatever it was hurling.
I presume, Tom, you're talking about the Limerick against Cork hurling. I did not. No, unfortunately, I didn't. To be honest, I don't have a massive interest in hurling. I know it's a great sport, very quick. I would not want to play it. I played a bit of it in primary school and I did not like it because I was getting the hands battered off me. But no, unfortunately, I did not watch it. Tom, if you watched it, did you enjoy it? Limerick won. Were you happy with that result? But no, I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately. But yeah. Oh, Simeon, I have a question for you as well. Do you have a paper, book of the laws? Like a proper book?
Yeah.
Oh.
I do, but it's over there and I can't get it.
No,
it's
that's all right.
Behind something and I can't get it, but I do have it. But it's 2018, it's quite old now, so I just use the World Rugby Law app to plug that. From what I can see, you can pre-latch, but you have to be So when they talk about the latch, you've actually got to be really bound on. You can't be loosely latched. You've got to be one or the other.
Okay.
Is that over the whole pitch or just this everywhere? The laws apply in a contact area. Laws apply everywhere on the pitch. So yeah. Can we get up to Doncaster to use his class? Do you know what? I fucking would. In a preseason, I would totally just go. Non-COVID preseason, I'd literally just go all over the place to do different reffing because you get different experience. I'd full on come to Doncaster to do a wee bit of reffing. I think that'd be quite fun. But no, I do plan to try and do some next preseason, do some more sevens. I want to try and ref Murray because he's not in my area, but that would be quite fun.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask that just before you mentioned that. Are you going to get onto your bosses at the SRU and ask them, hey, can I ref how a 5-second team?
Well, the thing is, I'm not really doing seconds now.
Okay.
So I'm doing first team rugby in Scotland. So my idea is, obviously I won't ref them in the season unless they got a friendly and I don't have a game and it's not SRU appointed. But if it'll probably be next pre-season and they need a ref, then I'll be like, and Mo will be like, so you can come ref us. I'll be like, yes, grand. So I'll go and do that. But sadly we're not in the same league. He's Midlands. I couldn't tell you. You might be Midlands or something, and I'll be East Scotland. Yeah, East Scotland. So I can't remember what the league's exactly called, but it's East Scotland something.
Okay. Will you have to travel to the games that you're refereeing via public transport for the most part?
Yes, unless someone's going to offer to give me a lift. But no, I see the first game. I got Christophin versus Pennycook, and it's 20-minute walk from Hull, so it's great. Apparently a cheap place to drink in Edinburgh as well. So, but then my other game I've got booked in so far. Obviously, I'll get more when I get up there. is in a place called Haddington, and it's like so far. Well, it's not far, but it's just a bit like I looked on the map and went, "That's not in Edinburgh. That's really outside Edinburgh. It's like really east."
Oh yeah, is that the one that's like 45 minutes or something? Then
yeah, we were arguing of how long it takes to get there. Yeah, so I think there's a train. Get a train up, get someone to come with me so I don't get lost. That's the plan.
I wonder is public transport good in Scotland? To be honest,
apparently Edinburgh's like the best in the UK for public transport.
Oh, I know that tram system they have. I was on that before. That seems pretty good. Slow.
Yeah, and apparently it's the best in Scotland, best in the UK is the transport system. So no one's really driving. So it's kind of like, but my plan is hopefully to drive second year because hopefully I'd get promoted to national. We'll see. Maybe it'd take 2 years, but because I need to be driving for national so I can get over places better.
Okay, very fair. Nice one. A few more people have joined live. Welcome if you joined. We're about half an hour into the live so far. So throw your questions into the comments and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
I'm trying not to offend anyone.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that at the moment.
Yeah. Try and keep it as nationality neutral as possible.
Why not hop on for bike? Yeah, no, that... The thing is, I use up too much because I'm really big into fitness and performing well in the game. I would, but say I've got to cycle half an hour, be shot by the time I get to the game, and it's a different muscle group, and it would cause injuries afterwards. So I'm not used to that difference in. I don't do triathlon, so I'm not used to getting off a bike and then running. So it would cause injuries. Say I had a game 5 minutes away and I was late, yeah, I'd cycle, but. Otherwise, and because I have a proper bike, I've got to take all the kit as well, like the proper cycling shoes, so it just wouldn't be practical.
Fair.
But I don't think that it's fair, like, I just, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What was I going to say?
When does the GAA, like, how does the GAA season work?
Yeah, it's the GAA season is strange, and it seems like it's changing year on year. But so in a normal kind of calendar year, it can go from starting around roughly like February, generally March time, and it'll go basically through typically till the end of September roughly.
That's awkward. In my head, that's really awkward. Unless it's like an Irish thing, but
yeah.
No.
And it's very annoying for rugby because when you have lads that are playing Gaelic, they're like playing Gaelic up until like, you know, September when they might miss a couple of games and always up. And when February comes around, they're obviously missing games at the end of the season, which is annoying. But or it's a scheduling nightmare if they.
I could imagine. I mean, when I was honestly, because Gaelic football posts are the same height and width as rugby posts, aren't they?
I think they might be slightly lower than. Well, maybe I don't know.
But they're very similar, aren't they? They're very similar size-wise.
Yeah.
Right, and driving up to like Londonderry, and I'm just like, I see posts, I'm like, oh my god, it's a rugby post, and then like, no, it's not. We're in a Catholic area, it's GA, and I'm like, because I remember, you know, like the Wall. I don't know if you've ever been to Londonderry, but the Wolds City bit, and it's funny because one side, like, you look over and you can see the big GA stadium there. They got a really big stadium out there. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's just Union Jacks. As funny as anything. It's just like. Oh God!
Yeah,
I mean,
you'd be hard pressed to find proper rugby pitches if you're just to walk around, you know, just generally around any town. You know, it'd be probably hard to find rugby. Like we went to Enniskillen, which is in Fermanagh. It's in the north there last week or the week before, and the rugby club is like it's so far. It's not very like it's for a rugby club. It's a fair bit out of the town. Like you're driving like 10 minutes outside the town. Like
I know. Wait, you were in Northern Ireland or?
Yeah, it was just for a game. It's only like an hour up the drive because like where
really?
Yeah, so it's only an hour away. But
was it like just over the border?
Yeah, so like the county I live in Leitrim, so we kind of border. There's like a tiny bit of Leitrim that borders with Fermanagh, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's only like an hour up to Enniskillen.
Why didn't you tell me this? It was like days before I went to Northern Ireland. You didn't think to mention the fact you were in Northern Ireland.
Well, yeah, I was only there for like it was an evening time. It was I don't know. I don't think you were in Northern Ireland at the time, but
no. To be fair, I do get what you mean because when we were driving about, all the rugby clubs aren't in town. So like Coleraine isn't in Coleraine. Ballymore was just outside Ballymore. They all are about 5-10 minutes out of town. Like when you're in Wales, like Caerphilly Rugby Club's right in the town, and like you find in Wales the rugby clubs are in the town.
Okay.
But Yeah, I did notice that with Northern Ireland. They are all slightly just out of it. Yeah, but saying that, I went to the Republic and you had no idea where I was. And I got so excited. I was like in the car. I was like, I could tell Sean I'm going to the Republic. And then you were just like, where?
I mean, yeah, you said it the name of a town or something. I'd never heard of it. And then you said you were.
It was a fort. It was this big fort on this top of a hill.
Oh, yeah, I'd never heard of that.
It was in County Dungannon. It was really pretty.
Oh, in Donegal.
Dungannon, that's the one. Dungannon the town below Cookstown. You all get these names are not confuse me.
Oh, don't worry, Sammy. I'm sure you'll have probably a bit more of a challenge when you go to Scotland pronouncing things.
Yeah, saying that, I've had it the hardest for years. I've had Welsh names.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fairness, yeah, you're probably well trained now at this stage.
It was weird name. But I do, you just, in Wales, the Welsh language, in the Welsh language, every letter is pronounced, every vowel, everything in the Welsh language is there for a reason. When in Welsh words, everything's pronounced, right?
Yeah.
But I've noticed, I don't know if it's Irish or in Northern Ireland, you just miss out letters, or as Emily would say, unnecessary vowels. But it's just like I just don't get it. Like there's just G's and H's, and you don't say them. It's like why?
Yeah, I mean, did you read on the road signs in when you go, especially when you come to Ireland? You have the English and then you have the Irish above it. I'm pretty sure it's above it or below it. Anyway, you have the actual Irish name of it. I don't know what you thought if you saw them.
Well, when I felt more at home when I saw that because I'm used to it in Wales because we got Welsh, so I was like, It was funny when it went kilometers an hour.
Oh, what? Do you not have?
We're miles. Northern Ireland still miles an hour, and yeah, every rugby pitch. I noticed that. Also, I don't know if this is a thing in Northern Ireland because I noticed a few times they just mix all the clubs together. Because Coleraine is Coleraine Hockey Club, Coleraine Hockey Club, Rugby Club, Cricket Club. It was all like one in all. It was quite funny. I noticed that. I was like, I don't know if that's just a thing. You mix it together. There's no GAA there because Colerane's very, very Protestant driving through. I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah, I'd say so. Jeez, yeah. I mean, yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, in Ireland, it's not really. Yeah, it's in Ireland down this side of the border. It's not like a mixture. It's generally just like the rugby club, and then it's separate to the Gaelic club, and then it's separate to everything, that kind of way. So
there we go. I got it right. Jay Collins, where are you actually from in Northern Ireland? Because we haven't established this. You've been joining in on all the Northern Irish stuff. Where are you from? I was right. There we go. Cricket, rugby, hockey club in Coleraine. Grand.
I mean, you know Northern Ireland better than I know Northern Ireland, so.
True. It's really easy to get. Well, I've got. And this might sound weird. The north of Northern Ireland, I've got to a T. Like the coast, Belfast, Cookstown. Like I've got that to a T. I get it. Liz, I'm gonna have to look on a map. I'm staying on. I'm just looking where that is on a map. Oh, it's near Belfast. Never mind. I feel like I've drone through it. Is it north of Belfast? Is it south of Belfast? You refereed which Caerphilly match, Ben? I refereed a lot of Caerphilly in my time. Got my last game for Caerphilly this week. If you're gonna come watch that, 10:30 kickoff on Sunday.
Oh, that's
sad. Very sad. A lot of alcohol. Very sad.
That must be very emotional, Simeon, is it?
Oh, honestly, I was thinking about it earlier. I will blow the final whistle. They're bringing advertisement out for it, and we're calling it the final whistle. I will cry as soon as I blow that. Like I will be really. I've been there since I was a wee boy. Since whenever I moved back from Canada, I was under I was in the 12s, 13s. And I've been there since then. And it's just like I've been a ref, I've been a coach. Yeah. Oh, Caerphilly Bedwell's toy. Yeah, I remember that game. That was a wee while ago. That was a long time ago. That was like when it was really hot. I wish it was like that again. And good. I'm glad to hopefully see you all at the final game because it'll be good. It'll be a good crack. Oh, you're back. You froze, mate.
Yeah.
You froze there. I'm talking to myself. Right.
Did the live continue when I got cut off there, did it?
Yeah, you went silent. You just went, fucking knows what it was called. Cut out.
Jay Reynolds 18 says Scott said he'll be there. That doesn't mean anything to me. Does that mean anything to you, Sabine?
It depends what Scott it is. The only Scott I can think of is Scott Pritchard. Shout out to Scott Pritchard. He's playing for Wales Rugby League today, under 17s against England. Or he might have played that game now. I don't know. It's today or tomorrow. But I know it's today. They've played it now. So fair play. So I don't know if that's Scott we're on about, but if it is,
yeah,
that'll be good.
Speaking of Rugby League, are you going to be repping any Rugby League games?
Well, season's over now. So I got this whole qualification thing, didn't I, to get Rugby League? And I didn't ref a game. I was meant to have 2 games. Both got called off. And I just had so much union and stuff. Just never happened. But the thing is, Scott Griffith. Oh, from Bishop. Ah, nice. From my school, Sean.
Oh. Okay.
But what was I on about again?
Rugby League.
Rugby League. I don't have that big an interest in it. Like it confuses me still sometimes, Rugby League. So, and the season's over, and I just want to focus on union. So I might give it a crack when I'm back in. If I depends how much time I'd come back to Wales in the summer, because that's when the season is. But if I'm not going to be around much, and I know I don't get much off of my course, because I only get like 3 weeks off in the summer. It's not long. So we'll see what happens. I mean, just go on with it. Crack on.
One thing that I just have to give a quick shout out. It's very nice. Hopefully he's still in the live. He joined a couple of minutes ago. But Longreef.4, which is Api Kakabalavu. He plays for Rugby now in New York. He's Fijian. Played his first season in Major League Rugby this year. Welcome onto the live if you're still here, Api. It's an honor to have you in our Rugby Connection podcast live stream. One of my favorite players for Rooney this year. So welcome on, Api. Thanks a million for joining. I appreciate it. But anyway, that's my fanboy moment for the podcast.
That's good. Did you play for Fiji as well?
Yeah, he played for Fiji Sevens in the World Series there in a couple of years. Yeah, so he was pretty good for Rooney last year. He settled in. It took him a few games to settle in, but when he settled in, he was a beast. So
we love that.
I love you, Api. I love you, man. Thanks for coming on.
I do. Yeah. I hope what channel is the MRL on? Like, how do you watch it?
So if you want to watch it here in like the UK and Ireland, it's on an app or a website called the Rugby Network. It's set up by Major League Rugby and Rugby Pass in collaboration for this season only, and it's free. All the coverage of every single match and all rugby documentaries about the USA and podcasts and everything is on it. It's not a bad app for it's only been developed a few months ago. So all the games are free. They're live on there, and I think they should be free for the next couple of years, and they will be this side of the pond anyway. So
when does it start up again now? What, mid-January time would it be?
So last year it started around March, but typically it starts earlier because of COVID. They pushed it back last year, but so it could be the end of January, start of February. So it collides with the Six Nations, which for me it's kind of like it'd be nice to watch more games, but when it's on at the same time as the Six Nations, it's like the Six Nations is going to take preference for me.
I think I'm on placement when the Six Nations are on, so I'm like that, but I'm not on weekend. Like I'm genuinely like that, but I get put in a school on placement, so I don't have to work weekends when the Six Nations is on.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Like, don't chuck me like Edwin Napier if you're watching. Do not chuck me in a hospital. Put me in a school so I can watch Six Nations.
Yeah, I mean, last year when the Six Nations was on, I was working most Saturdays, and that was so annoying because like I was always working when I'd miss. The way there was a game on every quarter 3 or whatever it was, and then quarter 5 or whatever. I'd always miss the first one, and then I might get home either like into the second half of the second one. I'm so annoyed. I'm like, I'm not just starting a game in the second half. Like, come on,
I remember it was the first Six Nations because I'd always have reffing or something, so I couldn't watch a game. It was the first Six Nations ever. I watched every single game. Yes. Oh, I went to the Ramore. Yeah, we went to. Sorry, getting excited about Northern Ireland again. We went to the Ramore. I took her for a birthday dinner there. It's lovely, isn't it? I love Ramore. It's a big. It's a nice restaurant in Portrush. It's kind of like the main one. And then we went to a bar, and I can't remember what it was called. It's near the train station. It was right like opposite the train station. That's all I remember about it. The name. And that had a pink chin. That's all I remember. Important facts. Yeah, it is good. I had lasagna and a lot of cocktails. Can't go wrong, can you, Sean? Can't go wrong with lasagna and cocktails.
Yeah, I think it was important to add that it was probably a few more than a few, was it? I mean, cocktails.
No, it was pink gins lemonade. That's what I had a bit much of.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, when you're on holidays, you're on holidays, you know.
Exactly. I'm not getting a holiday now. Oh shit. I'm not getting a holiday now for a long time.
I mean, like if you're not reffing on a weekend, you should just get the train down to somewhere in England or something and just, I don't know.
I do have a mate in Lancaster who's going uni in Lancaster, so I think that might be a motive, to be honest. Yeah. Or even like a trip to Glasgow or something. Just change it up a bit.
I'd say that's probably
or Northern Ireland.
Yeah, you can get the ferry across. You can get the ferry from Belfast to somewhere in Scotland. I'm not sure. It could be like an hour drive from Edinburgh.
It's near Glasgow. I know that. But I was saying, at some point, like at the end of a term or something, I'm going to try and cycle from like Edinburgh to Cookstown and like get the ferry across. Yeah, I think that'd be quite a good cycle. Like maybe spend the night in Glasgow, like just find somewhere and then cycle into Belfast and go over.
I mean, I'd say it's probably not too expensive if you're getting the train from Edinburgh to Glasgow. And apparently Glasgow's meant to be nice as well. It's meant to be a nice city.
I have been to Glasgow for once. It's not bad. Glasgow reminds me a lot of Cardiff.
Okay.
So Edinburgh's quite a grand city and quite like much older and stuff. But Glasgow does give me a very big Cardiff vibe when I went there, and the fact both the main train stations and what both main train stations are called in Cardiff. So you have Glasgow Queen Street, Cardiff Queen Street, Glasgow Central, Cardiff Central.
Okay.
So I've always I just have a deep fried Mars bar there as well. So getting in with the culture.
Yeah, culture. Fair. A few questions coming in. What position do I play in? I think you meant what position do
You're seeing this? Where are you seeing? I can't see any questions.
Well, maybe they're just online, to be honest. I'm not sure. We could be seeing different questions, but this is from Rugby Clips, Rugby_Clips 2021. Can you see that, Simeon? It's only
no Rugby. No, I can't see. But now I've got things in my wee question box as well.
Oh, all right.
Right, let's do yours. So what was your question, sorry?
So yeah, Rugby Clips 2021 asked, what position I think he meant what position do you play in? I play scrum half currently. Used to play a bit fullback. Simeon, what position? What position do you?
Well, I decided this is a fun story. So I fly out fullback, but I kind of decided I refereed yesterday. I got stood on once or twice. Like it was just unlucky, and then someone got flung around and the boot whacked me in the leg, and I was just in so much pain. I was like, I just can't, because I was thinking of going back to playing next season. I just can't do it. I just get I'm really injury prone and stuff, and I'm just not. I haven't worked, like I'm not that strength anymore for doing that type of thing. So I've decided I'm going to do whitewater like canoeing and stuff instead, because that sounds more fun. But I would play fullback or fly half or wing. I'd play really anywhere, but yeah. I've got one for me was have players ever gotten violent towards you in a game? Players have kind of like come up to me trying to like almost square up, but then I just send them away. They tend to be all right. It's just you do get a bit of threatening stuff. You do whatever, but you just send them off. Yeah. I just don't care.
Players trying to square up to you. The referee.
I said this. One player just went like this to me. I was like, "Off you go!" Like I said yellow card, and then he came up to me like this, and I just went, "Off you go! Or you're getting a red." And then he walked off.
Oh jeez, yeah. Put it back in his box.
Aye, 100%. Yeah. That's the bit I love doing that. I find it way too funny putting adults in their box. Like sending off 3 adults. The God complex did kick in.
Power complex. One question here. On mine anyway says Freddie asks, what do you prefer, club or country? Simon, I'll let you answer that one.
Club's been weird because I've always kind of changed club a bit because like I kind of when I started refereeing with Welsh Rugby Union, I said I'd stop supporting club or Welsh clubs at least. So I'll go country. I get very patriotic when Wales play. Yeah. I mean, for me as well, I agree with you there. When Ireland are playing, especially when there's fans, that kind of buzz on match day. Doesn't get too much better than that. But I'm gonna say I like the fact that, especially in the Champions Cup, and I love the Champions Cup so much. It's like it's refreshing to see teams who don't regularly play against each other play. Like you're watching like Leinster against Montpellier or whoever, Claremont against Munster, and I think they're just great games. Like it doesn't matter whether it's a quarterfinal or a pool stage. I just love those games. So who's your outsider to win the Champions Cup? So just teams you wouldn't think of.
Ooh, that is a good question. Do you want to go first? I might actually have to take a second to think about it.
Well, I'm going to stick with Ulster. I'm going to stick with that. Or Harlequins.
Yeah. I
do the The thing is, they shouldn't be an outside thing, but people are still putting them as an outside thing. So I'm going to say Quins or Ulster. I don't see Welsh clubs going very far. Or Scottish clubs.
I'm gonna say. I think Claremont. It could be. Well, actually, no, they're not an outsider, are they?
Well, have they been that good? You know what? Go with Claremont because I haven't heard much about them.
Yeah, I think they've been quiet, especially in Europe, the last number of years. They're not as dominant as they used to be. But they've John O'Gibbs back as a coach who was with Ronan O'Gara, La Rochelle. They could be doing some dangerous things. I think them. I don't know. I feel like Philippe Saint-André with Montpellier. If they can get their ducks in order, I think I'd like to see them. Quarterfinal, semi-final. If Garbisi clicks with them, and obviously they Pollard as well. I don't know. Montpellier could be a bit of an outsider as well. So there you go.
Imagine. I wonder if there's a way to put Pollard on and Garbisi at the same time because that would be quite scary.
Yeah.
You have one really flashy fly-off and Garbisi and one really physical fly-off. I could see Pollard at 12. You get me? Like, he's so physical.
Yeah, he's big. He's big enough as well. Like,
that's what I think. Because you see him Southgate, he'll take it up, won't he? And he'll make meters like.
Yeah, I mean that would be very nice. A question for you, so, Jay Collins asked, "Can you say the long Welsh train station?"
No, in short, I can do something like Canfire, Pogwena, Pugilio, and then I can't do the S until it goes go go go. I can't do it. So I apologise. I am a letdown, but no, I can't do it.
Alex Phelan 25 asked, "What are your favourite boots of all time? Do you have a favourite pair of boots?"
Yeah, of ones I've worn. I had these Adidas orange ones. I actually bought them a second time, and I don't know. They always work. They didn't break. I've still got the first pair of them. Never broke. They were great. Proper backs boots, like 4 studs at the back, 2 at the. It was the first nice pair of boots I ever got, and it was when I moved to wing and I got them, and they were just class. Like I scored so many tries in them, but yeah, probably them. Like the ref boots I got them when they're all right. I get football boots to ref in.
Oh yeah, I saw you wearing. Were they Nike ones or Nike orange?
No, I have all Adidas boots to ref. I've got 3 pairs, so 2 pairs which are quite similar, yellow ones, and I got some pink ones as well.
Okay. My favourite boots are. Do you know Adidas Malice? Do you know the Malice ones for the backs?
Oh, they're good. They are. Yeah.
I like them. I like the design on them, and they feel pretty alright. But
I used to have them. I had the the blue, yellow, and black ones for a bit.
Oh yeah. I know the ones.
And then I broke a reffing.
I mean, one thing I'll say is the price of boots is outrageous. Like, you know the way Adidas especially, they make like a regular person's pair for let's say €60, or no,
50, 40 quid, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 50, 60 pound, and then you have the medium range, which is like €110, which is like £100, let's say roughly, which they'd be a bit better, but they wouldn't be too much better. And then obviously they have like the £200 pro ones. It's just so annoying. Like the ones that for the consumer, like the £60 ones, they're fairly crap. Like they rip fairly easily. Like after.
That's why I get football boots because football boots tend to be cheaper.
Yeah.
And I find them more durable sometimes. Football boots. But the main reason I get them is because they are lighter. I don't get metal stud. I only get molds because I don't like metal studs. They're too heavy for me.
What would happen then if it's a really wet day in December and you're wearing molds and the slippy ground, a bit of mud, you're changing direction?
There is a photo and I'll send you a later of what does happen that day.
Have you ever got someone run into you or anything like that, or try and tackle you on accident?
Oh, loads! I've had I remember this game, and the week before I'd had a review. I reffed a game was recorded. It was quite a big game, and had a review of the WRU, and they're like, right, you need to stand here at the ruck, right? So, grand, brilliant. Had this local derby seconds game. It was to take first in the league. First game of play, kick off, ball goes down, reloads, brilliant, slow ball, get in that nice position, ball comes straight to me and I get tackled, not tackled in the back, the guy runs into me in my back, and I was just like, right, well that didn't work. Positioning something, like with laws and talking and stuff that you can do, not that you can easily do, not in lockdown. That's what I did, isn't it? When we were locked down, I made loads of videos on reffing. But what you can't do is positioning. So I got back and it's like, oh my god, where do I stand? And I was running into players all the time. It was a bit of a mess, to be honest. It's only been until now I've really got the position nailed once again.
Yeah, I get you. Jay Collins once again asked, are London Irish in that or Tigers? I presume you're asking about the Champions Cup. Tigers, I know, are in the Champions Cup. They're playing against Connacht. I know Connacht are playing Tigers and Stade Francais. I don't think London Irish are. Do you know?
Who's Ulster playing? I don't actually know.
I know Ulster playing. They're playing Clermont anyway. Is one of the teams. Yeah, Clermont away is a tough one. Who else are there? I think they could be playing. No, I don't know, to be honest. Actually, you know what? I'll look it up really quickly. I have my.
Because I didn't really look into it when the Champions Cup came out because it was just confusing me, so I don't actually know.
Yeah, you see, it's really confusing. The way they've done it is.
I brought my cards to just show Murray, but he's not on, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah, so the way they're doing the Champions Cup is every team is playing, like, the way you normally have the groups where, like, let's say Ulster will play Clermont and, whoever, Newcastle Falcons and whatever, and then they play against each other, twice. But this way it's so Ulster will play against Clermont and, let's say, Sale Sharks. But then Clermont will play Ulster, but then they'll play a different team, like Glasgow or something. So it's really weird. It's like, here, I'll get up the article now.
Just tell me what Scottish and Ulster teams are. Is Edinburgh in? Edinburgh must be Challenge Cup this year.
Not sure, to be honest.
I know 3 Welsh teams got on the Champions Cup. I know I've been saying they're not going to do very well, but you dig it. Saying that, the Ospreys have a class backline for next season. They got Alex Cuthbert and George North.
Yeah, I mean that's
big. That is huge.
And then who do you have at fullback? Dan Evans.
Dan Evans. You put Dan Evans fullback. You put Luke Morgan on another wing, and you put George North 13. Stephen Millard at 10. No, well, if Anscombe's back, you put Anscombe 10. What? And then you've got Reece Webb at 9. I'm not sure who played 12. Tina Thomas Williams or something like that. But what? That's like.
Oh, does Stephen Myler still play with the Ospreys?
Pardon?
Does Stephen Myler play with the Ospreys still or no?
Yes, he's been playing because we didn't have a good since we lost Bigger and Sam Davies. We haven't had a good 10 because Anston's been injured, and then we just signed Stephen Miller, and he was just class.
Okay, nice one. I'll read out. Sure, will I read out? Read out a couple of the Champions Cup. So who Ulster are playing? You want to know Ulster? Ulster playing Clermont and Northampton. So that's all.
Oh, that's tough, but they could do it.
Glasgow are in it. They're playing La Rochelle, Exeter.
Glasgow.
Toulouse are playing Wasps and Cardiff. I think
Toulouse.
That's fairly handy for Toulouse, I think.
Wasps and Cardiff. Yeah, they'll win both of those quite comfortably.
I don't think Edinburgh are in it, to be honest.
I think they're a challenge.
Yeah, I don't think they've done the draw for the Challenge Cup yet. Like I
haven't seen anything. No.
Yeah, normally they do the draw on the same day as the Champions Cup. But when I was watching it, I watched it live there a few weeks ago. They just didn't do the Champions Cup. I'm like, hold on, is there a different day for the Champions Cup draw or the Challenge Cup draw? And I was like, no, I haven't heard anything like. So it's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, Ospreys are playing Racing and Sale Sharks. Oof.
I reckon we could beat Sale.
Well, I mean, Sale were in the semi-finals of the Prem last year.
But we just don't know. The Ospreys didn't have a bad season. We just don't know. They've signed really well.
Yeah.
Ospreys are a dark horse.
Yeah, they could be. Here's an interesting one. Bristol are playing Stade Francais and Scarlets.
Scarlets Bristol will be a good game.
Yeah. Munster are playing Cast and Wasps, I think.
Oh no, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I think that's like handy enough for Munster. Like Cast are a bit overrated. I don't rate them. I
think they're. I've never just been like, ooh, like if I see Cast against them, like I'm not scared.
yeah. Connacht, Stade Francais against Leicester. That's another good group. Interesting. Some big.
That will be. They're all. That's a weird one because they're all they're either great or shit. Paul.
Yeah.
No offense to Connacht, they're just one of those teams, aren't they? They are just good or shit.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. I mean, come on, yeah. But what did I see there? Harlequins playing Cast and Cardiff. So
I think that's pretty sorted. Cardiff have got a bad lot of fixtures, don't they? Bless them.
yeah, they do. To be honest, I'd like to see them compete, but
See, I'm excited for when the United Champions League gets announced, because I want to work out what games I can. Because I'll try and go to I'll try and go out to Belfast, and else if Edinburgh are playing out of Belfast, I will 100% be going to that game.
Yeah.
I want to know when the Blues are coming up to Edinburgh, because I know I've got a lot of mates who when Blues come up, will come meet you and watch the Blues with you.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, we could even come out to Connaught and watch Edinburgh if they come out Connaught.
That would be nice.
Round trip.
I'm just like you. I can't wait for the fixtures for both the URC and the Champions Cup to come out, so I can start planning and start booking tickets and flights and everything. And
I probably won't do Champions Cup really, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just not this year's season. I'm a bit like because I don't like the format.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But I mean, one thing I do like is the round of 16. I think that's interesting. It's kind of like the Champions League.
True. Do you know when you're back into uni then?
Well, you see, this year I'm actually on work placement, and I actually have to sort that. So, I'm technically taking a year out to do my work placement, if you get me, because I'm not doing it organised through the college.
Have you done 2 years of normal uni, like lectures and stuff now?
I've done 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've 2 years left, so.
4-year course?
Yeah, well, 1 year is the optional work experience, which I'm doing.
And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, and where are you going to work for that?
Probably doing in Dublin, hopefully. So I have a lot of work to do in terms of applying and sending my CV out and stuff. So
what placement? Because I get a bit confused what your course is. So,
business studies.
Business. So you'll be working in businesses.
yes, basically yes. I mean, I don't want to jinx what I'm going to do in terms of where I'm going to send my CV, but there could be some places that I think I'd enjoy working. We'll see if they'll take me.
Is one of them potentially to do with the IRFU?
I mean, potentially, I can't. I mean, I have asked around, but obviously, with COVID, it's not the best time to be asking these places, because the RFU, I don't know if you heard, but I'm sure it's the same with the WR and the SRU. The RFU posted crazy losses the last 2 years, massive, like millions losses of revenue.
I haven't really seen it. I don't. You like the business side of things. I tend to not look at it.
Yeah, I do. I like to read up on that kind of thing. But
do you want to do my student finance for me? Must be the pay. No, to be fair, I'm all sorted on that now. I'm ready to. I'm off in 10 days. I'm ready to go.
Are you ready? Yeah, you're gonna need.
My roommate's. Pardon?
You're gonna need to start budgeting.
Don't talk about budgeting. That's gonna be a fun one to do. £30 a week for food.
That's. I tell you, yeah. What? £30, what's that in euros? It's roughly what, 40
euro?
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of fair. I mean, for me, it'd probably be more, because I always buy so much unnecessary food that I never end up eating. So
I'm just gonna have to I can make things last. I get a big thing of protein shake, make that last. Big thing of pasta, potatoes, or you say potato. I'm just offending everyone today.
I can see the numbers falling already of the Irish.
I've offended the Scots. I've offended the Irish. Probably offended the Northern Irish. I do that one quite a lot, to be honest. Yeah, offend the English, but that's standard.
Yeah, I mean, fair. One question here from Jay Collins. Thanks a lot, Jay Collins, for all the questions. You're really keeping it going this evening. Is it legal to pop up the other prop in the scrum? So, Simeon, that's really.
Wait, say that again, sorry?
Is it legal to pop up the other prop in the scrum?
It's an awkward one, isn't it? Because we'd ref it as whoever's head pops up first, you're penalising.
Yeah.
So it's probably more of a scrum tactic. But if you saw a prop driving up, so say you were kind of nudging him up, you can't do anything. If you saw him pushing up, then it is illegal. But you've got to. It's one of those ones where you're kind of not looking for the pushing up, and whoever's head pops up first, you're penalising it. It is illegal, but it's not illegal. It's just tactical. What goes on in the front row is a mystery to me half the time.
I mean, that's the same with me. Pretty much for any scrum, I'm just like, it's just collapsed. Just ping someone. It's like referees. It's like, someone's just going to randomly get binned here.
Right. I had one of my boys who I coach, right? Did his level 1 reffing. Really happy with him. On the course, right? And I haven't done the new course. I haven't taught it. I know how to teach. I'm qualified to teach it, but I haven't done it.
Okay.
And he said, there's a clip of me. And there's a clip of me fucking up. But I still say I didn't fuck up. Basically, there was a scrum. And the board gone to the back, but it had collapsed. And I said, play on. But it's because what they didn't show you before is there were like 2 scrums before and I couldn't be asked for a scrum anymore. They're like saying it's player safety, which I do agree with. But it was kind of like the ball was there. I said use it, just let it go. So it was kind of those ones where you might give it or not give it. Spectators would agree with me. Referees probably wouldn't agree with me.
Yeah, I get you, yeah. One question here from Alex Phelan, 25. Will we be seeing more match day vlogs? For me, anyway, yes, Alex, definitely. I have one in the pipeline that I recorded. Haven't got around to editing it. Ireland against the USA. Hopefully I'll get that up if I get time over the next week or two. And then stay tuned. I do have some tickets to some games coming up. I will not reveal that yet. But and Simeon, I believe you have some tickets if you want to share. I don't know if you want to or not. But
Well, we've spoken about the Scotland-Tonga.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so Sean, anyone who doesn't know, Sean's coming out to Edinburgh to watch Scotland-Tonga. We're sitting together, aren't we? But Murray's somewhere else.
Yeah, Murray. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's not too far away, I don't think. But yeah,
I've told my flatmates you stay, and they've said it was fine.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to
I've got Emily in, and then 5 days later you're in. So I've just gone to you have a Northern Irish, and then you have an Irish.
all the guests joining your apartment.
I know. Someone's going to catch wind of it. I mean, I might do some. I was filming like through the day of life in a WRU reffing game, and then I forgot to film the rest of it.
Oh.
Like I did so much, and then I just forgot when I was at the game, and I was like, shit. So my plan is to film the last game, to do a lot of stuff of the last game. I've got people actually recording the game and taking photos of the game, so there should be some really good stuff coming out that day. But yeah, and then I'll probably try and do one maybe when I get to Scotland. So life in the first day of the first Scotland game, and then I think I'm going to Edinburgh versus Newcastle. A few of us are planning on it, but I don't know.
Okay, fair. I mean, I think if you did those video series like Day in the Life of the Ref, I think that'd be very interesting. Like you should get like someone recording a bit of video, just like you walking off the pitch, whatever, going on the pitch or blowing the first whistle. I mean, that would be very interesting because I've seen somewhere on TikTok, I believe she could be Welsh. She was doing like, I'm part of the ball boy squad for the Wales, and it was like very interesting. Like to be honest.
Yeah, oddballs. I know she is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good series. You should do something like that.
I just forget to record. I've tried it like a few times. I just forget to record. The last few couple of days, like anyone I did post a TikTok saying I'm just not posting for the next 2 weeks really because I'm so busy with getting ready for uni. As soon as I get up to uni, I'll start posting shit. And I'll probably post some nursing stuff as well and just general uni stuff. But yeah, so I'm kind of just going it slow the next couple of weeks. But I would get there.
Yeah, absolutely. CH Sports says, how are we, mates? Thanks a million for joining in. You did say you were going to join, so appreciate it, mate. Thanks for coming on. Another question from Alex Phelan, 25. What are your favourite teams? Simeon, your favourite teams?
Obviously Wales. Well, as I say, I can support Wales, Scotland, Ireland. So I've got the full set of Celtic nations there.
Yeah.
And then probably Edinburgh, Ulster, Exeter.
Nice.
Don't support Welsh. but yeah, you, Sean?
For me, Connacht are up there. I do like Leinster, although I'm a bit sick of them winning all the time. I am a fan of them. Obviously, I like Rugby United New York, so I've got to put that out there as well. And obviously Ireland. Yeah, so they'd be the teams that I support. And I watch anyone, to be honest. I really watch pretty much, except sometimes the Premiership. Sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't have the energy to watch the Premiership, but pretty much anything else I'll watch.
Do you know what I was thinking about this year? Like the Six Nations for Scotland this year, home ones, is France and England. They're really expensive. I mean, any Six Nations game is expensive, but it's kind of like I'm not bothered about going to them. But the year after, you got Ireland, Wales, and Italy, and I go to all three because Italy one's always cheap. But I have to go to the Welsh one.
Yeah,
and I'd love to go to the Irish one as well. Oh,
Yeah.
you coming out for the Irish one? I'm just saying that now, but
I mean, why not?
that could get interesting.
I'll put that on my calendar right now.
Yeah, but I'm like this year. It's like the next year. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a good time in Scotland.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of rugby to look forward to anyway. November International is not too far away, or the Autumn Nation Series as it's called. So will you be signing up for Amazon Prime? That my time.
Is it on Amazon Prime again?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, I've got Amazon Prime, so it's fine. But I didn't realize it was on Amazon Prime again.
Yeah, so the Ireland matches they're shown. So Ireland's matches are being shown exclusively on RTE, but then every other match I'm pretty sure will be on Amazon Prime for Irish people anyway, which is nice because last year, even though if you had Amazon Prime in Ireland, it was like geo-blocked, so you couldn't watch it. I'm like, no, like why can't I watch anything else? So I was very annoyed. So
it was just a mess last year. So hopefully they get it nice and sorted now.
yeah, hopefully we'll be able to watch.
Yeah. I'm not on placement at that point, so I can actually watch rugby.
Nice. I mean, yeah. And as you said, we'll be there. Scotland against Tonga. That should be a good one.
That'll be good. I mean, hopefully it'll be good because Scotland should win. But it'd be great to see like the hacker and stuff. Like I'm looking forward to like that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice for Tonga to put it up to them, like
100%.
Yeah.
Don't tell Murray we said that.
Oh, wait, that actually reminds me. So the way we were talking about who's going to win the Pro 14, and you were saying like maybe Edinburgh. You'd like to see Edinburgh. So I saw a video. It was today. And it was, I don't know if you know Darren, he runs a page called Jack Carty the GOAT or a Connacht Rugby fan or whatever.
Yeah, I follow him, yeah.
So he did the series where he did like kind of like the meme videos of each.
Oh, I've seen the video, yeah.
Yeah, and then he had one that was yesterday, today, and it was like Edinburgh was the first one, and it's like, I can't remember what the video was, but anyway, the Edinburgh were like trying, it was one of the minions in the goal going past, like yeah.
I reckon all the Irish provinces are going to get abuse as well because he's a Connacht fan.
Yeah, probably. I don't think he's a fan of every other province except for Connacht.
There we go. Big up.
Yeah,
Irish geography confuses me because you've got your counties, right?
Yeah.
And they all confuse me as much as they do. And then Northern Ireland, you've got things like Mid-Ulster, but it's not a county, it's a place, but it's like there's signs for it. And I'm like, what is it? I don't get it, right? And then you have your provinces, and I'm like, what is a what are the? Because like with Wales, with the Welsh regions, that's just a rugby thing. The provinces are a genuine thing, aren't they? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's weird because, so all the counties just group together. There's no actual border. Obviously, they're just made up borders. But
are they?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, there was a thing, I can't remember who said it, but it was back, like, I don't know, it could have been even before the famine or something, a long time ago anyway. And it's like, because Connacht was like the worst, like, forget about rugby, it was just the worst province. There was like a famous quote, and it's like, to hell or to Connacht. So, can't remember who said that. It might have been Cromwell or something like that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird, because it's like, but I think there is kind of a fictional border structure now for the sport, isn't it? Because obviously the All-Ireland, you're in your provinces, and then rugby, you're in your provinces.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just for rugby, it's just by province, obviously, which it kind of makes sense. But then for, obviously, Gaelic football, it's all done by counties, which is weird. And then obviously London and New York.
Still, to this day, I was so amazed to find out that Ulster was actually beyond that name, that place I will not name, and then below. I didn't realise it extended beyond the border. I just thought it was purely Northern Ireland.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, so you thought Ulster was just Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I just thought it was just Ulster. But then it extends below. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we want our counties back. Come on, it's that simple.
But then in Northern Ireland, rugby's more of a Protestant sport. But then obviously it's so big in the Republic. It's weird like that.
Yeah, I mean, like it is big in like Ireland here, but it's also like there's some people who are big GA heads, and they'll be like, oh, rugby's the Queen's game and all this, It's all,
really?
Yeah, so there's a bit of that kind of divide, but not as much anymore. Like obviously that would have been more like 15, 20 years ago, but now rugby's fairly popular, right?
I do feel that, and I'm going to sound like a rugby simp here, but you know what, we vibe with it. In like Ulster and stuff, obviously, I feel like with like when you get sports like football and or Gaelic football, and it's very much it's just the Irish or just the British, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. Like who just play it. Like you don't get the Brits playing Gaelic really in Northern Ireland or Ireland, right? But then when you got rugby, everyone does play together. Like you look at the Ulster team, like it's a complete mix of players.
Yeah, I mean that is true. But I mean, one exception to your rule there is, our boy Harvey, he plays Gaelic football. He's based in.
Yeah, I know. I talked to him. I was talking about Gaelic and hurling earlier, but Harvey could do any sport, and you wouldn't question it, would you?
Yeah, I mean he's a nice example because it's not like he's like from an Irish family. He's actually just gone out of his way to like get involved in Gaelic football and stuff. So, yeah,
Like, I'll watch clips of it. I think Gaelic's alright. I think it's quite a good crack, like, but
it is interesting. Have you ever seen International Rules? Have you ever seen that?
no, I've seen, what's that? It's like a mix of Aussie rules and Gaelic rules or something.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting because it's basically like there's a bit of kind of rugby. Obviously, you can rugby tackle in it. So I'm like, now that's a better version than Gaelic that I like, you know. So
I'm going to look that up later because that sounds class.
it does. Like the game seems so interesting because obviously there's like a lot of marks, and then you have like the goals, and obviously the goal post like rugby on top, and then you have like the two sticks out wide, which are like 1 point if they go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then rugby tackling as well. So that's interesting. And if it's a tackle, it's a turnover. So if you get tackled and you still have the ball, the other team gets possession. So
there's a bit of almost like rugby league in that as well.
a little bit, yeah. A mix of all sports, yeah. Finishing up here, one of the last couple of questions here. Jay Collins, once again, opinion on Kinghorn. So for Edinburgh and Scotland.
Oh, I love Blair Kinghorn. I've got about him before. I love him. I don't know why, because he's not like the world's best player by any means. I just like him. I just like the fact he played the positions I played, 10 full back and wing, and he's quick and he's just. I find him quite an interesting 10 to watch. I think I want to see James Lang, right? Like so another like underrated backline. I can't name all the Edinburgh ones off the top of my head, but you've got Henry Pyrgos at 9. You got Blair Kinghorn at 10, James Lang at 12, and then you got Bothelli at fullback, and got Darcy Graham on one wing, right?
Yeah.
I can't think who 13 in the other wing would be off the top of my head, but there's a few good ones around. Like that's some serious quality in a backline there, isn't it?
Yeah. Does Matt Scott still play with Edinburgh? Do you know?
I want to say no. I want to say he plays in England.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like he might have moved away as well.
Imagine if Matt Scott. Imagine that backline if Matt Scott was there. There are a few. At the moment, I'm just finding there's more Scotland forwards in Edinburgh. So like, you've got Jamie Ritchie and Hamish Watson. But I think something maybe a nice good 13, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, yeah. And Jay Collins once again asks, have you seen Furlong play Gaelic football he used to play? I've seen that. I don't know if you've seen the clips. I mean, it's very funny to watch.
I'm gonna look that up.
That
good. Sounds great.
He's a good tackler. Like he got up one clip, he just burst in front. He absolutely burst the fella in front of him, like with a shoulder, won the ball, and then fist passed it out. It's enjoyable. You should see that. Freddie says Matt Scott plays for Tigers. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I was right. I knew he played in England. That's good.
Yeah. And then Lewis says, we had a hammering today in my game. Hard luck, Lewis. Don't worry. There'll be many more games ahead. Freddie says, he said it was an upgrade. I imagine you're talking about Matt Scott there, maybe?
That's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade because it should be at Edinburgh.
Fair. Any final questions on your side, Simon? Can you see any ones that I can't see? Or?
I can't. Oh, let me just look in this. I have the opinion on Kinghorn one. I've just seen that. We've done that one. Yeah, I'm all grand.
Oh yeah, just this last one from Collins, Jay Collins. Billy Burns versus Freddie Burns.
Freddie.
Okay. I'll go Billy then. I'll go.
I mean, I like Billy Burns, and I think for Ulster, he gets so much hate. He is so good for Ulster. Look at it. You got 3 class 10s at Ulster. You got Lowry, who I think 10 is his position normally, but he's pushing the fullback because there's Manigan and there's Billy Burns. It's always been good. 10s at Ulster.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So yeah, that's pretty much all the questions. I think we'll finish it up there pretty much. 9:15 now, so we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, thank you to everyone who stayed on the whole time. Like, Collins, nice one, mate. I mean, you saw me in Port Rash, so fair play.
Yeah, thanks for staying on, Jay Collins 1566. We appreciate it. You've been on pretty much the longest, and you've stayed here. And everyone, thanks a million for tuning in. Hopefully we've answered your questions. Hopefully we might do this again, Simon. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I think I could. I mean, I know we're taking a month or 2 off now, so you and me can get back settled into the uni life.
Yeah.
But we could do one of these. Do on TikTok even. Even if it's 2 of us, or do a wee one on TikTok as well.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. So this has been good fun. This has been, I believe, episode 12. Can you believe we've been doing the podcast for 3 months now? Yeah. Oh wow, that's hard to believe.
That's mad. I remember sitting I remember sitting in Butte Park with Murray going, or you guys going, the whole podcast is fucked up the first week. Like, Murray didn't get it out. I remember going on a cycle and just sitting there and going, oh no. And then I remember sitting in England after when the first episode came out and the audio quality. Oh no.
Yeah, I think it was a blessing in disguise that one didn't get out. But anyway, yeah. So this has been episode 12 of the Rugby Connection podcast live stream. Thanks a million for tuning in on behalf of Mr. Simeon Grinway Robbins and on behalf of Mr. Murray Anderson, who unfortunately had to leave. Goodbye for now. Thanks a million for tuning in, and we'll see you all after our break in a couple of weeks. Goodbye for now.
Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Slán go fóill.